June 15, 2019, 2:47 p.m., Napa Valley, California. A man named Marcus Richardson is standing at the altar saying his wedding vows. 300 guests watching. His mother crying in the front row. The woman he loves is holding his hands. And while he's saying the words, "I promise to love you through everything," she's typing a password into her phone hidden inside her bouquet. Hey everyone, before we dive in, I need you to do something for me real quick. Drop a comment right now and tell me where you're watching from. Your city, your country. I want to see how far this story reaches because what I'm about to tell you is happening everywhere. Seriously, pause for 5 seconds and comment your location. I'll wait. In the next 90 seconds, $47 million vanishes from his accounts. His family's entire empire. Gone. But this wasn't random. This was calculated. Professional. And Marcus Richardson was just one victim in a network of crimes that has stolen over $2 billion. I spent 4 months investigating this case. And what I found will change how you think about trust, about love, and about the person sitting across from you on a first date. Tell me where you are watching from. This is the story of the wedding day heist. And I'm telling you right now, you need to watch until the end because the twist in this story is something nobody saw coming. Let's start with who Marcus Richardson was and why he became the perfect target. Marcus Richardson, born 1985, Houston, Texas. Third-generation oil money. But he wasn't your typical trust fund kid. When his father died suddenly in 2008, Marcus was only 23. He inherited Richardson Energy Corporation, worth about $200 million. Everyone expected him to sell, cash out, live easy. He didn't. Marcus built that company into a billion-dollar empire by 2018. But here's what made him special. He wasn't just rich. He was genuinely kind. 14 schools built in underserved communities. Millions donated to education. When employees had problems, medical emergencies, family issues, Marcus quietly helped them. Never wanted credit. One former colleague told me Marcus paid $80,000 for her son's surgery when insurance wouldn't cover it. Made her promise not to tell anyone. That was Marcus Richardson. Successful, generous, kind. And that made him the perfect victim. December 2017. Charity gala in Houston. Marcus meets a woman named Vanessa Laurent. Art consultant. French mother, American father. Educated at Sorbonne and Yale. Spoke 4 languages. Sophisticated. Elegant. Smart. She could talk about energy policy, international finance, art history. She understood his world. Marcus was fascinated. They had their first date 3 days later. Coffee turned into dinner. Dinner turned into weekends away. Within 6 weeks, they were inseparable. Everyone loved Vanessa. Marcus's friends thought she was perfect. His business partners said she was brilliant. His mother said Vanessa reminded her of Marcus's grandmother. By March 2018, for months after meeting, Vanessa moved into Marcus's mansion. Here's what's interesting. Vanessa never asked Marcus for money. She had her own career, her own clients, her own income. She'd pay for dinners sometimes, buy him expensive gifts. She seemed completely financially independent. Marcus appreciated that. He'd dated gold diggers before. Vanessa seemed different. June 2018. Marcus proposes on a beach in Santorini. Vanessa says yes through tears. Calls her mother in France right there, screaming in French that she's engaged. Wedding date set. June 15th, 2019. 1 year away. And that's when things started to change. Subtly, Vanessa started asking about Marcus's finances. Not suspiciously, just like a future wife wanting to understand their future together. Questions about the company, about investments, about account structures. Then Vanessa had an idea. She said, "Why don't we combine finances before the wedding? Show that we trust each other completely, that this marriage isn't about protecting assets. It's about partnership." Marcus's lawyer said no. His accountant said absolutely not. His best friend said slow down. But Marcus believed in Vanessa. He believed in their love. May 1st, 2019. 6 weeks before the wedding. Marcus added Vanessa Laurent to all his accounts. Personal checking, investments, company operating account, real estate, everything. $1.2 billion company. Personal fortune over $100 million. All accessible to someone he'd known less than 18 months. Now, before I tell you what happened next, comment below. Have you ever trusted someone too quickly? Because I need you to understand, Marcus thought he was building a marriage. He thought he was doing the right thing. He had no idea what was coming. June 15th, 2019. Marcus wakes up excited. 5 hours until the ceremony. His best man brings coffee. They're laughing, joking. Marcus is on top of the world. The venue is stunning. Private estate in Napa Valley. Vineyards, mountains, clear blue sky. 300 guests arriving. This is the wedding of the year. 2:25 p.m. Music changes. Here comes the bride. Everyone stands. Vanessa Laurent walks down the aisle. White dress, custom made in Paris. 10-foot train. She's absolutely stunning. Every person thinking the same thing. Perfect match. Marcus is crying happy tears. Vanessa reaches the altar. They hold hands. The officiant starts the ceremony. 2:35 p.m. Vows begin. Marcus goes first. He talks about the day they met. How Vanessa changed his life. How he can't imagine a future without her. He's crying through the whole thing. Then Vanessa's turn. She talks about trust, partnership, how Marcus showed her what real love looks like. Her voice is steady, calm, no tears. 2:45 p.m. The officiant asks the questions. Do you, Marcus Richardson, take Vanessa Laurent to be your lawfully wedded wife? I do. Do you, Vanessa Laurent, take Marcus Richardson to be your lawfully wedded husband? I do. 2:47 p.m. I now pronounce you husband and wife. This is the moment. Vanessa's hand goes to her bouquet. Her phone is hidden inside. She unlocks it. 6 digits. Banking app opens. While the officiant is saying, "You may now kiss the bride," Vanessa is executing the transfer. Account transfer. International wire. Cayman Islands. $47 million. Confirm. 30 seconds. That's all it took. Marcus leans in. They kiss. The crowd applauds. Vanessa's phone goes back into the bouquet. Nobody saw anything. Marcus Richardson just became a married man. And he has absolutely no idea his entire life just ended. 3:30 p.m. Reception starts. Cocktails. Photos. Congratulations. Champagne. Everything perfect. 6 p.m. First dance. Marcus looking at Vanessa like she's the only person in the world. 6:30 p.m. Vanessa whispers to Marcus. Says she needs fresh air. The dress is heavy. Marcus kisses her forehead. Says take your time. Vanessa walks outside. Her maid of honor follows her. 6:45 p.m. They're both gone. 7 p.m. Marcus notices. Goes looking. Checks bathroom. Checks outside. She's not there. Calls her phone. Straight to voicemail. 7:15 p.m. Marcus getting worried. Gets security involved. They search the whole venue. Vanessa Laurent is not at her own wedding reception. 7:30 p.m. Full panic. Marcus genuinely scared. Did something happen? Accident. 8 p.m. Someone checks the parking lot. Vanessa's rental car is gone. Her suitcase gone. 8:30 p.m. Marcus is calling Vanessa's mother in France. No answer. Calling her friends. Their phones disconnected. The ones who answer say they barely know Vanessa. They're sorry. 9 p.m. Marcus's best friend suggests checking bank accounts. Marcus says that's crazy. Why would he need to do that? But he logs in anyway, just to prove his friend wrong. And that's when Marcus Richardson's world collapses. Richardson Energy Corporation account. Balance, $423. Should be $23.4 million. Investment portfolio. Balance, 0. Should be $18.7 million. Real estate holdings. Balance, 0. Should be $4.9 million. Marcus is staring at his phone. Hands shaking. This has to be an error. A glitch. He calls his accountant. The accountant checks. Goes completely silent. Multiple international wire transfers. All initiated today. All between 2:47 p.m. and 2:50 p.m. All to offshore accounts in Cayman Islands. All authorized with dual verification. Marcus Richardson and Vanessa Richardson. She legally became his wife at 2:45 p.m. By 2:50 p.m., she'd taken everything. 10 p.m. FBI called. But it's Saturday night. They take the report. Someone will follow up Monday. Midnight. Marcus's wedding night. He's alone in his hotel room. His best man there with him. Marcus hasn't spoken in an hour. 1 a.m. Marcus finally speaks. 3 words. I loved her. Now here's where this story takes a turn that changes everything. Because Vanessa Laurent? That's not even her real name. And what the FBI discovered is something that should terrify all of us. Monday morning, June 17th, FBI Special Agent Rebecca Torres takes the case. She thinks it's straightforward. Wealthy man, con artist bride. She's seen it before. Then she starts digging. Vanessa Laurent is real. Born 1952 in Lyon, France. 67-year-old retired teacher. Lives with her cats. Has never been to the United States. Never met Marcus Richardson. Her identity was stolen. Someone built an entire fake life around a stolen identity. The FBI pulls records. The woman who married Marcus had a French passport, credit cards, driver's license. Everything looked legitimate, but it was all forged. The passport? Best forgery Agent Torres ever saw. The Sorbonne education? No record. Yale MBA? Doesn't exist. Everything about Vanessa Laurent was fake. Agent Torres traces the money. Cayman Islands accounts opened 1 week before the wedding. The money stayed 48 hours, then split into 20 different transactions. Switzerland, Singapore, Dubai, Hong Kong. The money was gone. Untouchable. But Agent Torres starts looking for patterns. She runs it through the FBI database. And that's when everything breaks wide open. This isn't the first time this happened. Seattle, 2016. Tech CEO David Chun met Isabella Romano at a conference. 8 months later, $31 million vanished. Isabella disappeared. Never found. Miami, 2017. Real estate mogul Robert Santiago met Sophia Blanchard at an art gallery. Married. During honeymoon, $28 million gone. Sophia vanished. Never found. New York, 2018. Hedge fund manager Thomas Wu met Catherine Moreau at a charity auction. Married. Day after wedding, $52 million disappeared. Catherine vanished. Never found. Dallas, January 2019. Oil executive James Patterson met Marie DuPont at a Houston conference. Week before wedding, James got suspicious. Hired a PI. Marie DuPont didn't exist. She disappeared. $39 million gone. 5 different women. 5 different cities. 5 different names. Agent Torres gets security footage from Marie DuPont's apartment. Compares it to photos from Marcus's wedding. Same woman. Same face. Isabella, Sophia, Catherine, Marie, Vanessa. All the same person. 1 woman. 5 identities. 5 victims. Over $150 million. The FBI calls her the chameleon. They open a task force. Agents from 5 cities working together. But every lead goes nowhere. She's a ghost. Then, August 2019. Interpol contacts them. They've been tracking similar patterns in Europe. And they found something. Security camera footage from 3 European cases. In the background of all 3, barely visible, same man. Always watching. Facial recognition. Nothing. He's not in any database. But a European investigator recognizes him. Says he's connected to human trafficking cases from Eastern Europe. Wait, human trafficking? How does that connect? The investigator explains. There's been intelligence about a network that recruits vulnerable women, trains them extensively, places them with wealthy targets. The women are promised freedom, but they're prisoners. Controlled. Threatened. Agent Torres realizes something huge. What if Vanessa isn't a solo operator? What if she's being forced to do this? The FBI investigates. Coordinates with Interpol. Police in Poland, Ukraine, Romania. Slowly, a picture emerges. There's an organization. Informants call it the Collection. Operating for at least 20 years. Here's how it works. Recruiters find young women in desperate situations. Orphans preferred. Women with no family. They're offered jobs. Modeling. Translation. Seems legitimate. Then they're brought to Eastern Europe. The training begins. Languages. Etiquette. Finance. Psychology. How to manipulate. How to become anyone. Training takes years. Then they're given an assignment. A target. Specific city. Specific identity. Specific wealthy man. Build trust. Gain financial access. Execute theft. Disappear. Women get 20%. Organization keeps 80%. But the women are kept in debt. Training costs. Document costs. They can never pay it off. If they try to run, the organization has leverage. Family back home threatened. These women are victims. But they're also destroying lives. Now, before I tell you what happened next, I need you to share this video. Send it to someone you care about. Because this isn't just about Marcus Richardson. This is happening right now. Everywhere. And drop a comment. Tell me where you're watching from and whether you've ever heard of something like this before. Because awareness is our best defense. Alright, let's talk about the breakthrough. November 2019. 5 months after the wedding. Bank in Cayman Islands flags suspicious activity. Account tied to Laurent Investments Shell Corporation. FBI traces it. Luxury hotel in Dubai. Account holder, Elena Petrov. Russian passport. They set up surveillance. For a week they watch. Elena Petrov matches the description. They see her meet a man at a cafe. Conversation in Russian about planning another operation in London. September 18, 2020. 14 months after Marcus's wedding. Dubai police arrest Elena Petrov. She doesn't resist. Calmly asks for a lawyer. Agent Torres flies to Dubai. Sits across from Elena in interrogation. For an hour, Elena says nothing. Just stares with this calm expression. Then Elena slides the evidence back and says, "I want to make a deal." She says she'll tell them everything. Names, locations, account numbers. But she wants full immunity. Witness protection. Protection for her family in Russia. Then Elena says something shocking. "You think you caught me? You didn't. I turned myself in." She explains. She's been leaving breadcrumbs for 6 months. She wanted to be found. She's done. She wants out. And the only way out is to bring down the collection. Elena tells her story. Real name, Elena Volkov. Born 1988, St. Petersburg. Parents died in 1998 financial crisis. She was 10. Ended up in orphanage. Terrible conditions. At 19, a woman came. Said she worked for modeling agency. Offered Elena a job in Paris. Elena thought it was her escape. She was taken to Poland. That's where the training began. 3 years of learning languages, finance, psychology, manipulation. Her first operation was 2012. Frankfurt. Businessman. 8 million euros stolen. She got 20%. She thought she could leave. They said no. She owed them 4 million for training. She'd have to keep working. Over 8 years, Elena completed 17 operations. 17 wealthy men. Isabella, Sophia, Catherine, Marie, Vanessa, a dozen other identities. Elena tells Agent Torres something heartbreaking. "I fell in love with some of them. Not Marcus, but others. I wanted to tell them the truth. Run away with them. But I couldn't. They had my sister in Moscow. They said if I betrayed them, she'd be found dead." The man in Dubai? Handler named Dmitry. Every operative has a handler who assigns targets and enforces compliance. And Dmitry is handling 12 other women. Just one handler. There are dozens of handlers. Maybe hundreds of operatives worldwide. This isn't 5 or 10 victims. This is hundreds. Maybe thousands. $1 billion criminal enterprise. Agent Torres negotiates Elena's deal. October 2020. Elena becomes a cooperating witness. She gives them everything. Names of 23 other women. Locations of training facilities. Names of recruiters and handlers. Most importantly, she tells them about the architect. Nobody knows the architect's real name. Not even handlers. Gender unknown. Age unknown. Runs the collection from complete anonymity. The architect started this in the late 1990s. Built it into a global operation. Invested in forgers, hackers, trainers. Elena estimates the collection has stolen over $2 billion. The FBI launches Operation Mirage. Raids on 17 countries. They arrest 21 people. 7 operatives. 14 support staff. They shut down 3 training facilities. Rescue 17 women being trained. They seize 90 million in assets. Marcus gets 8 million back. Not close to what he lost, but something. But the architect? Still out there. Still running the collection. February 2021. Agent Torres brings Elena to Houston to meet Marcus. They meet at a coffee shop. When Marcus sees her, he freezes. It's Vanessa. Different hair. Different clothes. But it's her. Marcus stands to leave. Can't do this. Agent Torres asks him to stay. Elena looks at Marcus. "I'm sorry." Marcus doesn't respond. Elena explains about the collection. Her sister. The debt. "I know you won't forgive me. But when I was with you, there were moments I wished it was real." Marcus finally speaks. "You destroyed my life. I know. Why did you pick me?" Elena's answer is chilling. "You were kind. That made you easy." Marcus asks if any of it was real. Elena pauses. "I don't know anymore. I've been so many people. I don't remember what's real." Marcus walks out. Doesn't say another word. But meeting Elena gave Marcus closure. He understood it wasn't his fault. She was a professional. He never had a chance. March 2021. Elena sentenced. 3 years in prison with her cooperation. Released June 2024. She lives under new identity now. Works for anti-trafficking organization. Helps train FBI agents. But the architect is still free. The collection's still operating. And that brings us to the question that matters most. What does this mean for us? Since Elena's testimony, FBI identified 47 additional cases matching the collections pattern. Estimated total stolen, over $2.3 billion. And it's accelerating. Romance scam losses in 2023, $1.14 billion reported, up from $493 million in 2019. That's just reported. Actual losses estimated 5 to 10 times higher because victims are embarrassed to report. This isn't just crime. This is an epidemic. So how do we protect ourselves? Here are the red flags. Red flag 1. They're too perfect. They like everything you like. Agree with everything. That's not coincidence. That's research. Red flag 2. They move fast. Talking love and commitment within weeks. Real relationships take time. Red flag 3. Vague background. Can't verify education, job, family. Excuses for why you can't meet their friends. Red flag 4. Financial discussions early. Wanting account access for trust or partnership. No legitimate partner asks for that. Red flag 5. International connections with convenient excuses why they can't meet in person or video chat clearly. Red flag 6. Isolation tactics. Creating distance between you and your friends or family. If you see these flags, pause. Do research. Background check. Reverse image search. Ask hard questions. Trust should be earned over time. Real love is patient. Real love welcomes verification. Comment below right now. Where are you watching from, and have you or someone you know seen these red flags? Let's build awareness together. Now let me tell you where everyone is today. Marcus Richardson. For years after his wedding. I interviewed him in 2024. He's different now. Richardson Energy survived, but smaller. Company worth $300 million now instead of $1.2 billion. Marcus's personal fortune never recovered. He sold his mansion. Lives smaller. But the biggest change isn't financial. Marcus doesn't date. Every time he meets someone, fear comes back. Is this real? Are they targeting me? He's in therapy, working through trust issues, PTSD, depression. But Marcus found purpose. In 2021, he started Trust Safety Initiative, educates people about romance fraud, created programs for schools and businesses. He donated $5 million to anti-trafficking organizations, became an advocate, testified before Congress about need for international cooperation. Marcus told me, I lost my money. I lost my ability to trust. But I found my purpose. Maybe I needed to be broken down to be built back up into someone who could make a difference. I asked if he forgives Elena. He thought a long time. I understand her now. I understand she was trapped. But understanding isn't forgiving. I don't wish her harm. But I can't forgive her. Maybe not ever. Elena Volkov. Released June 2024. Lives under new identity in witness protection. Works for Freedom Rising, helping trafficking victims recover. She trains FBI agents on how romance fraud works. Her insider knowledge has been invaluable. I requested an interview. She declined video but answered written questions. She says she thinks about the men she conned every day. She knows sorry isn't enough. I asked what she'd say to Marcus if she could. She said, I'd tell him he saved my life. Because if he hadn't been so genuinely kind, if he hadn't shown me what real goodness looks like, I never would have had the strength to turn myself in. He reminded me that good people exist. Agent Rebecca Torres still leads the task force. 21 arrests total since Elena's cooperation. But the architect remains free. They're close several times, but every lead turns into false identity. Every connection disappears. Agent Torres believes they'll catch the architect eventually. Every criminal makes a mistake. It's just a matter of time. 7 known active operatives still out there. FBI identified them but needs evidence to arrest. They're being watched, waiting for them to make a move. One's in London, one's in Tokyo, 2 in United States, Los Angeles, and New York. The FBI is working on prevention, partnering with dating apps, training bank employees, educating public. But the collection adapts faster than law enforcement keeps up. It's cat and mouse. And right now, the mouse is winning. So what do we do? Education. People need to know this is happening. That's why videos like this matter. Verification. Better systems for confirming identity online. Technology created this problem. Technology can help solve it. Regulation. Dating apps need to be held accountable. We need laws requiring better verification. International cooperation. The collection operates globally. Law enforcement needs to operate globally too. Victim support. People who've been scammed need help, not judgment. Cultural shift. Stop victim blaming. These are professional operations. Anyone can be a victim. I'm not saying don't date. I'm not saying don't trust. I'm saying be smart. Be careful. Take your time. Ask questions. Verify. Real love is patient. Real love respects boundaries. Real love welcomes verification. If someone gets defensive when you ask for proof, red flag. If someone makes you feel guilty for being cautious, red flag. Protect yourself. Not because you're paranoid. Because you're smart. Marcus Richardson told me, I was a billionaire. I had resources. And I still got scammed. If it can happen to me, it can happen to anyone. That's not depressing. That's liberating. It means there's no shame. He's right. This is about professional criminals targeting good people. We started with a wedding. A moment that should have been happiness. Instead, it was devastation. But we also talked about resilience. Recovery. People refusing to let trauma define them. Marcus lost his fortune but found his purpose. Elena escaped her prison and she's making amends. Agent Torres is still fighting. And you made it through this investigation. You know the signs. You can protect yourself and people you love. This video might save someone. Might prevent the next Marcus Richardson. Share this. Please. Send it to friends. Family. Anyone vulnerable. Anyone dating online. We can't stop the collection alone. But we can make it harder. Reduce their victim pool. Create a community of informed people. One more time, comment where you're watching from. Let's see this community we're building. Let's show each other we're paying attention. If you haven't subscribed, do it now. Hit that notification bell. I've got more investigations coming. Marcus Richardson's story doesn't have a happy ending. But he's surviving. Fighting back. Making a difference. The architect is still out there. Still winning. But we're still fighting. And as long as we fight, there's hope. Stay safe. Trust carefully. Love wisely. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Thank you for watching. I'm watching from Abuja, Nigeria. This was the wedding day heist. And this fight isn't over. See you in the next one.